It was a Christmas day I will never forget. A day that should have been filled with joy and celebration instead became one of heartbreak and responsibility. As we walked along the deserted road, we heard the soft cries of a puppy. Following the sound, we saw a tiny, wet newborn lying next to what seemed to be his lifeless mother. The poor baby hadn't even opened his eyes yet, and his fragile body trembled with cold and hunger. My heart ached at the sight. How could anyone abandon such helpless creatures? We looked around and found another puppy shivering and alone a few feet away, and then another, and another. The realization hit us like a wave. Someone had deliberately left them to die. A total of 6 newborn puppies, soaked and weak, scattered in the freezing air. They were too young, just a few days old, and their mother was nowhere to be found. No mother would willingly abandon her babies in such a condition. Who could be so cruel? Without hesitation, we gathered the fragile pups in our arms. Their tiny bodies were cold, and their cries were weak. They needed warmth, food, and love, things that had been cruelly taken away from them. The moment I held them close, I knew I had to fight for them. The first few days were exhausting. We barely slept, only managing 3 hours a night. Every few hours, we fed them milk and kept them warm, fearing that even a moment's delay could cost them their lives. Slowly, they began to gain strength. Their temperatures stabilized, their tiny bellies filled with milk, and they started to put on weight. Each of them gained at least 100 grams in just a few days. It was a small victory, but a crucial one. Caring for them was not easy, especially since this was my first time raising such young puppies. But with every sleepless night and every carefully measured feeding, I could see them growing stronger. And by day 25, a miracle happened. Their eyes finally opened. For the first time, they saw the world that had once abandoned them, and I promised myself they would never feel alone again. As the days passed, their personalities began to emerge. Some were bold and adventurous, while others were more timid and cautious. Each one had their own quirks, their own strengths and weaknesses. They were no longer just helpless newborns. They were growing into curious, playful puppies full of life. We named each of them, giving them identities that no one had ever cared to recognize before. They learned to eat solid food, explore the world outside, and trust the humans who had saved them. Watching them grow was the greatest joy of my life. But at the same time, a question lingered in my mind. Who had abandoned them? We searched for answers, but the truth remained a mystery. Maybe they belonged to someone's pet who had given birth, and they were discarded as unwanted burdens. The road where we found them had no cameras, no signs of human presence. Whoever had done this had ensured they wouldn't be caught. But we refused to let the cruelty of the past define their future.
Babys haben den Wassernapf entdeckt und trinken zum ersten Mal.
Instead, we poured all our love into them.
Wow! Ja, außer grün.
Knowing that they saw us as their parents, their whole world.
Hallo! Hallo!
With time, they became strong enough for vaccinations, a significant step toward their bright futures.
Ui, ui.
They cooperated so well, as if they understood this was for their own good. Soon, we began receiving calls from families eager to adopt them.
Wie will dein Ball?
But we weren't ready. Not yet. After everything they had been through, we wanted to be absolutely certain that they would go to homes where they would be cherished forever. As I watched them play, I felt torn.
Hey, wir ziehen an meinem T-Shirt. Hallo. Hallo. Ich hab gleich nichts mehr an. Lena.
They had become a part of me, a part of my heart that I never expected to give away. Each of them wanted my attention, my love, my care. And soon, I knew they would have to leave. We carefully vetted every family that applied, making sure they would love and protect these puppies, as we had. The day would come when they would find their forever homes, where they would be safe and cherished. But until then, I held them close, treasuring every moment we had left together. These puppies had been discarded as if they were nothing. But they were not nothing. They were miracles. They were survivors. And they deserved nothing less than a lifetime of love.
Bruno, na? Wie gefällt dir das neue Haus? Können du und Josh immer getrennt schlafen? Bruno, ihr seid zuerst.
If this story has touched your heart, please share it. Let the world know that every life matters.
Bro, what the fuck?
And no animal deserves to be abandoned. If you ever come across an animal in need, be their voice, their guardian. You have the power to change their fate, just as we did for these 6 precious souls. Because love saves lives, and every life is worth saving.